Hey, this is Liam, your narrator. Just want to say a very quick thank you to all of you listening, watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, sharing, and all of that good stuff. It really helps out the channel and is much appreciated and very encouraging for me. So with all that said, let's get into the story. In the quiet town of New Tristram, I was known as just another common boy, a boy with an inordinate fascination for Diablo 4, a game filled with tales of monsters, mysteries and magic. It was within this digital abyss I discovered something no player should ever have come across, something that cast an insidious shadow over my reality. While exploring the haunted ruins of Tristram Cathedral in the game, my character, a rogue, stumbled upon an obscure ancient scroll. Its ornate design caught my eye, and drawn by curiosity, I clicked on it. My computer screen flickered, displaying an incantation written in blood-red letters. Feeling the pulse of an unknown fear, I foolishly decided to read it out loud. As the final word left my lips, the room darkened ominously. A chill ran up my spine as the game audio changed, now filled with anguished cries and the echoes of some infernal incantation. I tried to switch it off, but my computer refused to obey. Days turned into nightmares. Shadows danced in the corners of my eyes. Whispers filled my ears when I was alone, and I began to see grotesque figures from Diablo 4 in my waking world. A slow, creeping dread took root in my heart. The game was no longer a game. I had unwittingly brought Diablo's curse into my world. I confided in my friend Leah, a lover of the game and amateur occultist. Her eyes widened as I showed her the incantation in the game. This is the language of the damned. You've invoked a curse of the prime evils, she said, her face pale. The situation worsened. My nightmares bled into reality, tormented by the game's beasts that none could see but me. The butcher's monstrous form, the grotesque fallen ones, even Diablo's menacing figure, all stalked me, whispering threats and promising despair. I was living in a horror game with no quit button. Leah devised a desperate plan to reverse the curse. According to her studies, a specific incantation held the key to breaking Diablo's bonds, but to use it, we had to recite it in the presence of the game's most potent symbol of evil, the corrupted world stone. With Leah's help, my rogue character embarked on a tumultuous journey to the shattered peak of Mount Arreat. Our characters fought through hordes of demonic creatures, and I could feel their malicious presence in my room, hear their snarls, feel their hatred. Fear seized me, but the need to end the curse was stronger. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, we reached the world stone. The game world trembled, reflecting the fear coursing through me. With Leah reciting the incantation through the voice chat, I mirrored her words in my room. Suddenly the game went quiet. A wave of piercing cold swept across me, and I screamed as I felt the unholy presence being ripped from my world. I opened my eyes to see my computer screen flickering and distorting, then fading to black. I blinked, disoriented, as my room returned to normal. The eerie whispers ceased, and I no longer felt the demonic presences. Exhausted, I sank to my knees, a strange sense of relief washing over me. The curse was lifted. From then on, Diablo 4 remained a game for me, a reminder of the nightmare I survived and the boundary between reality and the virtual world that I should never cross again. My innocent curiosity had led me down a dark path, a path that had nearly been my destruction. I realized then that even in a game, some secrets are best left undisturbed. Growing up in a family of die-hard Diablo 4 fans, it was inevitable that I'd eventually be drawn into the intricate universe of Sanctuary. I played under the alias Allie the Sorceress, and relished in the fantasy of using magical powers to overcome monstrous enemies. My tranquil existence in the online gaming world changed when I met Geoff. Geoff played as a druid, a master of the elements and shapeshifter. We met in the rugged wilderness of Skogslen and soon formed a powerful duo, vanquishing the forces of evil together. Geoff was charismatic and full of captivating stories about the lore of Diablo 4. One evening, while exploring the cursed depths of the tomb of Taurasha, Geoff began acting strange. He claimed he could truly communicate with the spirits of the game, even invoking the Archangel Teriel and primeval Diablo himself. I brushed it off as another one of his elaborate role-playing stunts. However, the line between the game and reality blurred when Geoff started predicting in-game events with uncanny precision. The appearance of rare monsters, ambushes, even the specific loot we found in dungeons. It was intriguing, but it stirred a sense of dread within me. The game changed the day Geoff uttered a chilling sentence. "Allie," he said, "I am not who you think I am. I'm a messenger of Mephisto, the Lord of Hatred, trapped within this mortal guise." I laughed, but he continued undeterred. "I can prove it. I can show you magic, real magic. Do you dare witness it?" On a whim, and perhaps a dose of naive curiosity, I agreed. Geoff instructed me to gather several in-game items: a skull of the fallen kin Leoric, a feather from Tyrael's wing, and a shard of the World Stone. Once I collected them, Geoff guided me through a virtual ritual within the unhallowed walls of Tristram's cathedral. As I followed his directions, I felt an unnatural chill seep through my room. My screen flickered, revealing a smoky, spectral figure in place of Geoff's druid. Suddenly, I felt a presence in my room. Shadows seemed to twist and churn, forming grotesque shapes. I could hear whispers, thousands of them, like a choir of the damned. Panic surged within me. I tried to disconnect, but the game persisted. The spectral figure of Geoff chanting a demonic tongue. I realized, with sickening horror, that Geoff's claims were terrifyingly real. My hands shaking, I pulled the power cord of my computer, plunging the room into darkness, but the whispers lingered, the presence remained. In my terror, I remembered the Book of Cain, an in-game item reputed to hold solutions to the most potent of curses and hexes. Frantically, I restarted my computer, opened Diablo 4, and guided Allie to retrieve the book from my stash in the sanctuary. With the spectral Geoff growing more tangible, I began an incantation from the Book of Cain. As I read the words aloud, the eerie presence began to wane. The last word of the incantation echoed in my room, and then silence. I felt the malevolent presence recede. When I looked at my screen, Geoff's character was gone. The encounter left me shaken. I was just a girl named Allie who loved playing Diablo 4, and I had unwittingly dabbled in something far more sinister and real than any game. From that day on, I played with a newfound caution and respect for the world of Sanctuary. The veil between reality and game had been pierced, serving as a terrifying reminder that even in the virtual world, there are demons lurking in the shadows. In a small Midwestern town, I was known as Karl, the quiet boy with his eyes always locked to his computer screen, fingers dancing over the keys of his keyboard. My escape was Diablo 4, a game world full of mythical creatures and powerful heroes, where I was more than just an introverted teenager. I was a necromancer, wielding the forces of life and death. One evening, during a particularly grueling dungeon run in the blood-soaked halls of the Cathedral of Tristram, I discovered a hidden corridor. Behind it lay a room not documented on any forum. A room containing a single bewitching item, the Black Book of Lam Esen. Its ebony pages filled with symbols that seemed to shift and swirl under my gaze. Intrigued and desiring to unravel its secrets, I began to meticulously draw the symbols on paper, reciting the strange words inscribed beneath them. A sense of power consumed me, and I reveled in it, forgetting that I was just Karl, the loner boy. I was convinced I could wield real magic. The first sign of my doom came subtly. I began to hear disembodied whispers, felt unseen eyes watching me, the line between Diablo 4 and my reality blurring, making me feel as if I was living in the game world, accompanied by unseen spectres. I was exhilarated by these experiences, brushing off the unease that sometimes clawed into my unconscious and my consciousness. The taste of power was intoxicating. Soon, I started performing small rituals from the Black Book. My room transformed into a shrine of Diablo's occult world. The game had become my reality. Then one stormy night, as I performed a new ritual, I felt the shadows in my room congeal and twist into a form that was both terrifying and fascinating. Before me stood Andariel, the Maiden of Anguish, her horrifying visage barely constrained by the flickering light of my screen. She gazed at me, her voice a chorus of 1,000 anguished souls. "You dare to command forces you do not comprehend, mortal." I tried to respond, to banish her, but the words wouldn't come out. Fear had replaced the thrill of power. My room felt colder, the air heavy with a primal terror. Andariel lunged, her spectral claws passing through me. I screamed in agony as I felt my life force draining. I realized too late that the power I thought I was controlling, in reality, was controlling me. With the last of my strength, I reached for the Book of Cain, hoping to find a way to banish Andariel. As I desperately flipped through its pages, my life continued to seep away, my vision blurring, the room growing darker. I found a passage, a potential salvation, but I was too weak, and it was too late. My world plunged into darkness. The last thing I saw was the game world on my computer screen, the avatar of my necromancer standing idle in the safety of sanctuary. The cruel irony hit me. In my pursuit of power, I had opened doors better left closed, toyed with forces beyond my understanding. The world of Diablo 4 is a dangerous, captivating place. As I slipped away, I realized the game was just that, a game. In reality, I was Karl, the loner boy, a human who had flown too close to the sun. The thrilling allure of power had led me down a path of ignorance and towards a chilling end. I was a cautionary tale of the dangerous allure of power and the illusion of control, trapped in a world of my own making and devoured by the horrors of the occult. Okay, as always with my videos, a little Easter egg for those of you who have stayed right to the end. this is a little message for you. Thank you so much for watching, for listening, for liking, subscribing, all of that stuff. I'm trying a little something different this time around, where you can see my face and I narrate the stories kind of live. It's a bit trickier to do, but yeah, I think it will add another layer of depth or a layer of dynamics to the videos, and hopefully you'll enjoy it too. All right, take care.